Okay, welcome to the Lobo podcast. This next intro, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be recording on a regular recorder and not my phone. But anyways, we have Susana Rodriguez. She was in the IBF Church, very strict church, only wore skirts, couldn't watch movies. We talk about that, some pastor scandal, talk about our dads that included her dad gambling, my dad drugs and alcohol, and how a good woman gets you back on track. Anyway, she has a bunch of shows coming up at the Hobart Art Theater, August 14th. I put the link in the comments. And she's got a few shows for 2022, same place, February 12th, April 16th, October 15th. So check out our Instagram. Talkative Shit Comedy is good. We record at James Webb, People of Comedy Studio, Pop Productions. You want to do a podcast, hit up James. Episode 100 is coming. Probably going to do it live for the Patreons. Have some announcements, very special guests. So probably going to do that live this week on Thursday. Facebook Live for Patreon or however the hell it works. Okay, follow the Patreon. New comment coming out. Content. Lobo Den. Okay, welcome to the Lobo Den podcast. I'm your host, Giovanni Diaz-Simona. It's James Webb from the People of Comedy Studio. I put it over productions, right? Pop.
All of that.
All of that
works. Yeah.
And in front of me is Susana Rodriguez.
Hey, how
welcome,
you doing?
Susana.
Thank you.
Welcome to Lobo Den. She came here. She got in the podcast because she messaged me about a show I used to run at Zany's. What was it called? Mescal Mondays, right?
Yes,
you answered
Mescal
again because
Mondays,
Janice
yeah.
told me about you, right? And then she messaged me, but I was like, I'm not running it. But Anthony Fuentes is.
Yeah.
My buddy Anthony.
Oh, he took over for you?
Yeah, he took over. I recommended him, and James.
good.
Yeah,
He's a man.
Yeah, he's a man. He's a hustler. So I was like, this is a good. Why am I holding this like this?
I know.
Whoa. So then, Anthony. So then you asked me about being on the podcast, but it was it was a good message. You're like, hey, I know I'm not, something about you not being famous. I forgot.
Yeah,
Some
I was like, I don't know if
self-deprecating.
I'm famous enough to be on your podcast.
I was like, I was trying to get a crackhead on here once.
Because you're probably like, who is this girl? Why is she on here?
But then you gave me some reasons why it should be done or something like to contribute. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, I had an opening, right? And I was like, for sure, let's do it versus. Am I doing something wrong?
No, that mic is loose. Hold on. It's
Okay.
going to bother me the whole show.
It's going to bother me the whole show.
Well, this is
So
good
I
because
won't
my
move.
headphones are kind of weird. They started slipping down.
We're still recording.
That's
Oh.
fine. So I'll talk
In the moment.
I'm
in
sorry.
the moment. Don't worry about it.
Broke my shit.
Don't
It's
edit
probably
anything.
Dale.
It was probably Dale.
That was probably Dale. From Dale
whoever
City.
This Dale guy is.
Also been on Lobo Den twice. I forget which episodes.
Thank you.
But okay, so
Almost. We're still fixing it.
we're still fixing it.
Keep going. Though.
So what the? Oh, so anyways, you said because look, I'm used to. Remember when you said earlier when you walked in before, you was like, oh, this. You thought it was gonna be more organized. I think it's a woman male thing, right? Because women are organized, they're on top of their shit. You gave me the information, like
I would have like questions.
yeah, questions,
This is
things
what I'm
like
gonna
that.
ask you.
And then when you messaged me, I get messages from dude like, "What's up? Let me get on that pod." Fuck you, dude. Are you stupid? Are you fucking like? I'm not. You're my friend. If you're my close friend as a joke. I get it. But these are people that don't know me.
Oh.
Like, how about I get? How am I gonna? Man,
like out of the blue, just
trying to get on that Zany stage. That was his request.
Oh wow.
To be fucking Zanies. Like trying to get on the Zany stage. What does that have to do with me? You fucking moron. But then you.
I sent you a nice little text.
It was a good message, good information. Sometimes it's like right time, right place. What is it? There's a phrase. It goes, luck is when opportunity means hard work or
Preparation?
Preparation, right?
Yeah.
Preparation, right? And, fuck, right? So welcome to the Lobo Den.
Jesus Christ.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for having me.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming on. Fucking idiots. You're
Jesus,
producing a show,
You know what's
right?
funny is I do think before I type, right? I'm like,
I
okay, what do I say? How do I say this? Because you don't want to be like, oh, would you love to have me there? I'm amazing. You know, I've done, you don't want to be like, I'm so awesome. Please have me.
amazing.
And then you don't want to be like, I'm sure you need comedians. Because it's like, well, maybe they don't need comedians. Like, I mean, everything is just, So anyway,
I think I'm
about
going to
it.
go to gender again because I think it's a woman thing because I watch my girlfriend like send messages. She types it.
then she retypes.
Oh, my God,
It takes like a
yes.
half. Like the other day, her and her
Yeah.
roommate were having a spat. It took a half an hour for this message to be written, rewritten, sent. Like, and I know in me,
Proofread.
yeah. Like I look at my messages, wrong year, right? I type and send, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
James, you're a man. Do you type and send, or I
No,
don't?
I revise
Okay,
constantly.
I'm a monster.
This whole theory of yours is
Okay, all right. This is me then, because I
So we found a man that revises text.
revise. Usually
Imagine it.
my description on the Lobo Den when it goes on the podcast. Usually the first hour, there's something wrong in it, and somebody messaged me like, or my girlfriend's usually like, you misspelled this word. Or I was like,
God.
oh god. But now I proofread
Yeah.
that,
Well, that's good.
but not. But on my messages, right? So you have a show. You said you're in Hobart, Indiana. Where are you from?
Okay, I live in Indiana. I live in Munster right now.
The
But I
cheese.
grew up in East Chicago.
That's
Indiana.
not better.
No.
The Chicago was like a Chicago Heights.
Yeah,
like
I was
a
in
Gary.
I was in the harbor, what they call the harbor. I mean, it was there was a bar in every corner when I was growing up, and so my mom was very pressed about getting out of there. So I think when I was about 7 or 8, we moved to Hammond, and then
Started
later
gambling.
on I moved to Munster on my own. But yeah, I like Munster. It's a nice city. I like Indiana.
Where
It's
is Munster?
cheap.
Can we pull it up on the Google Maps?
Northwest Indiana.
But
Yeah.
Chicago, I went to Chicago Heights once. My friend sold this white dude an ATV, so he seemed like an ATV type of guy. But you grew up in the skirt religion, right?
Yes.
What is it? IBF?
IFB, Independent Fundamental
Wait,
Baptist.
IBF is
yeah.
Irritable Bowel. S. That's IBS, right? What's her name has IBS?
Oh my God.
The Pakistani comedian. I forgot her name. But skinny, really skinny. Does a lot of acting.
Sonal?
Huh?
Sonal? No, she's
No, not
Indian.
Sono.
Anyway,
I don't know.
IBS. Anyways,
Yeah.
so does Kramer. But anyways, the actor that played Kramer. But you grew up. Zoom on. Let me see what.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Hammond. Oh, the casino.
Yeah.
What are those stars for, James? What's over there?
places I'd like.
Oh,
What do you like
all
about
over
it?
there.
Oh, that's-
Alltech Automotive.
That's
Well, you got to put a yellow
Congo
star
Square.
on Munster.
I'll put one
You
on
like
Munster for
you
sure.
like O'Hare. You're a fan of O'Hare Report.
You're a new fan.
Well, I need to know where O'Hare is.
Capone's Hideout. What's that spot?
Yes.
Fun little. Well, oh my God, it's
Spots.
closed.
COVID.
Damn.
Permanently. Wow,
Permanently closed.
that's sad. Yeah,
Anyway.
my parents were actually Catholic, and I have 2 older brothers, and they have like the baptism books. Are you Catholic? Did you get a baptism
Yeah,
book?
Mexican. We're all.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna ask you.
I
like,
do. I have a joke about that.
why
that
aren't
I
you
was supposed to
Catholic?
be Catholic.
Yeah, what happened?
and something happened. And I remember as a little kid, like looking at these baptism books and being like, "Well, where's mine?" And they're like, "Well, we didn't baptize you in the Catholic Church because my mom was pregnant with me when people invited them to the Baptist church. So then they went to the Baptist church, and at 6
Both
months
your parents
old,
went like they got recruited. In.
yeah, they got recruited, converted, moved in. Yeah. So I started going to the nursery as a 6-month-year-old to the Baptist church. So I really grew up in there, And you know how it is. Like it was 6 months because my mom was like hibernating me because, the baby doesn't need to get any germs.
Yeah.
As Hispanics, right?
Yeah. Did you get the red bracelet?
What do you mean a bracelet?
There's a red bracelet, so you don't get the evil eye. The evil eye. So you put a
no, we
little
didn't
red
hear
bracelet
about
on the
that.
babies. First Baptist Church of Hammond. Welcome.
Yeah, it's huge. It's a huge it's a mega church.
Vacation
I think
Bible
at
School.
one point it had 10,000 members. I don't know how big it is now. I mean, they have a new pastor in there. I guess he's been there since 2011. But yeah, have you heard of that place?
Well, no, not that place. Look, when you told me about the IBF, right? And then I heard you mentioned something about the skirts, right? You
Yeah,
could only wear
we had
skirts.
to wear
Was it denim
skirts.
skirts mostly?
No, it
Oh.
was
Denim?
It was
I'll tell you why.
What?
I'll tell you why, Jay Leno, in a second. But
No, it was not. It was not denim. It was any kind of skirt, but it had to be long, like in
Yeah.
a kneeling position. It couldn't. At that time, the rules have changed a little bit, but the kneeling position
couldn't arouse the priest.
It couldn't be off 2 or 3 fingers from the floor.
Fingers, that's my language.
It was
okay.
so they would check you, like at the Baptist school that I went to, they would check you, and then if you wore a
Kinda
top. It couldn't be. So right now I'm in dress code, although Rolling Stones doesn't work out. But like you couldn't go 3 fingers below the bone that you have here. It's just, yeah. So there was just so many things that you couldn't do versus so many things that you could do, right? Like no movies, no secular, no movies. We could not go to the theaters.
What?
Can you watch movies on VHS or anything, or just?
Well, we did.
But
it was frowned upon.
Okay.
It wasn't really what you were
do you know what the
supposed to
why
do.
the reason was you didn't want to go to the movie theater?
Because
Popcorn?
you were subjecting yourself to the popcorn. That's great. You were subjecting yourself to anything that they would play. So any violence, sexual scenes, of course, was a big no-no. Cussing, so it was abstaining from all evil.
Okay.
And so, that was not a good thing. And then they really frowned upon theaters because they said that the Hollywood would make more money if we went to a theater versus if we got a video and watched it at home.
Look, no. I kind of agree with what they're saying. I'm a little bit like that. Maybe I'm not IBF, right? But I have my views, and I'm like, I'm not supporting Holly weird. So,
Yeah.
but I do actually only watch movies at movie theaters. So,
And believe me, I would sneak away to go to a movie theater. I would go to Crestwood, Illinois, so that nobody
There's a
would
golf course
see
there.
me.
Hell yeah.
Is there?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not into golf, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, I would go to Crestwood, which was 25 minutes away from my house, so that nobody would see me watch a movie.
do you remember the first movie you snuck out to see? Like you had to see
Oh
it.
my God.
Mine was Jurassic Park
Hell yeah.
I'm trying to think.
at the Belvedere.
I know I
Theater.
wanted to see Titanic, and then I didn't. And then I saw it 100 times
I'm
at
laughing.
home.
All right, so
That's crazy.
I had a friend, right? He saw Titanic, and there's a nude scene in it, right? So remember VHS? I don't know if we're the same age or not, but
I'm around your age.
okay. I mean, my friend. Anyways, my friend's age. So my friend got I remember he got Titanic VHS. I don't know if you rewinded or paused the nude scene when Rose got drawn naked by was it Jack
Oh,
Black
yeah.
or Jack Sparrow?
Jack Black?
Yeah, what was his last name?
Jack.
I should know this. I watched this movie so many
I
times.
saw it a few times.
Did he have a last name?
Remember the commercials for Titanic? I saw Titanic 14 times. It was part of the previews.
You
Like,
know-
Jack Dawson.
Jack Dawson.
Oh, Dawson.
yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, my friend pleasured himself to VHS as he paused it, rewinded that scene over and over. Because back in the day, they didn't have internet pornography. But anyways, when you said
I could see that. Kate Winslet. Yeah.
redhead,
Then she got skinny. And,
oh yeah, disgusting.
yeah,
But look,
she didn't support everybody. Anyway, support the fat people.
so it was
Stay at
Titanic was the first one that you snuck into.
I want to say I wanted to see it. I can't remember. Isn't that crazy? But it got to the point where I would go watch anything. Like every Friday night, my friend and I would sneak over to go to the movies. She went to church too, and we would just go see anything, like the worst movie ever, just because. And when it was like, okay, of all these movies, which one have we not seen? Okay, we're going to see that anyway. We don't care, because we were so sheltered from that our whole lives. So going to the movie theater was like, it was just like it was awesome.
Did you
It
ever
was
get
something.
caught?
No, luckily for me, I never got caught because we would get demerits at church, at school, and get suspended. The only thing I ever did at school was talk, which was bad, I guess, talking out of turn.
All right.
So there was a year in junior high where I guess there was too much talking going on. So the principal said, if you talk 3 times out of turn during the day, you get spanked at the end of the day.
What the fuck?
I know. And our parents had to give permission for that. So it was, I just think it's hilarious now looking back.
Your parents were like, "Game on."
Every day. Yeah. I wouldn't go tell my mom. I'm like, oh, hell no. She would spank me too because they were talking too much. I would keep those secrets to myself. So every day there was a list of 30 kids at the end of the day that had to get spanked.
The spank list.
Yes. And at the end of the day, at 3:00, okay, all these people need to come to the office, boom, boom, boom.
I wonder if you just hear it at the same time.
Yeah. And then they would take the girls first. No, they would take the guys first and the girls at the end because then he would be tired, so it wouldn't hurt as much.
Yeah, that's a gentleman-like move.
Yeah,
that,
yeah. And I actually really liked that principal. I don't really. I mean, he was really. I know he was an ex-Marine. He was in the Marine.
Hoorah.
Or whatever. So yeah, that, and I mean, they only did that 1 year because so many kids were getting spanked. I think he just didn't foresee that happening. And what happens was okay, you're in junior high, so you're in 7 or 8 classes, right? So like, let's say you talked first hour, right? And so that was ding number 1. It wouldn't erase, like, then, fourth hour you talked again, that was number 2.
So
it was
each
like
talk
all
was a
day.
spank?
No, each talking at a turn was a point.
A point, the
and
3.
if you got 3, then you got spanked.
Okay.
Would
they spank you with a paddle?
Yeah, paddle.
The wood ones you see from those
the
college
wooden
movies?
ones, yeah, it was like a square.
The one they do for fun at Brauhaus and Rosemont.
And it was just one. It was more. I think it was more humiliating to me than it was hurtful. Like, I never cried. Like, it never really hurt.
Pants stayed on, right? Or no, skirt stayed on.
No, it was a
right?
skirt. Yeah. And then a lady would walk in, so like you would have a witness. Like he wasn't like doing anything else.
He's like, let's make sure it's 3 fingers, or anything like that.
Oh my fucking God! Dude.
You know the church how it goes, man. It's messed up, man.
Yeah, it
Only
was
if you're a
crazy. It was just crazy. I mean, I laughed, but it was a lot. So I think I got to a point where, as an adult, I mean, I was in for a long time.
When'd you make your
exit?
Separation exit?
I think it was like 08.
How old were you? What age?
I don't
Not
like to
specific
tell
age.
my
You have to
age.
tell your age. I wish you would have said the age, or not the number, but like you were an adult now. Or
Yeah.
you're still okay. So now you're an adult.
Yeah, so I was an adult. Like, I just, and sometimes I hesitate to talk about, because I think that there's good people in these churches too, right? Like, I have a lot of friends that still go, so I kind of hate to like slam it, because I know that they are still in it, and so they love it, right? But yeah, I think it came to a point for me. It was really simple. Like, I just wanted to do things that I wasn't allowed to do, and I was kind of tired of hiding. And one of the main things was wearing pants. I know that sounds crazy, but it was like, I just wanted to wear pants. Like, it's fine when you're in church and you're around people that are wearing skirts, right? Because everybody's got a skirt on. But when you're out in the real world,
Cubs game.
well, I'm talking about like work. People are like, okay, I've noticed you wear a skirt every day. So you got to go through this big explanation of like why you wear one, right? And you end up kind of being like the nerd, the outcast, the different person, right? So yeah, and it was a slow process. It wasn't like one day I woke up and I'm like, I'm not going anymore. It just was like, I would miss one Sunday and hang out with some other friends, and then like little by little. And I was very involved. I played the piano, I sang, I played the organ, I was a music coordinator. I was telling James earlier that like I'm a good producer, honestly, because of church. Yeah. Because like as little kids, I mean, we were just we were given
like
so much
that.
responsibility. You know what I mean?
Church like that, not like a Catholic church. 'Cause I don't even know what's in the Bible. When you grew up Catholic, like we'd go once a week on Sunday, and that's it. We felt like, all right, we got out the way. And that was kind of Catholic. I don't know, like I always say, Catholics don't know anything about what's in the Bible. My mom did. They don't know. Like, I found out a lot of stuff in the Bible. I went to church, to a Christian church for the first time in my life, really, for 3 months, like a year or two ago. I don't remember when it was, James. For a girl,
really?
right? It was for a chick.
Of course.
Triangulate.
Of course.
But
see how much you can get her to do, because she's a Christian.
Because I was like, I remember I studied, like, I did not books on tape, but I went to YouTube, and I was like, all right, Bible 101, like what's happening here? I was like, I didn't know that, right? So because I remember she was talking about verses, I didn't know, so I like looked it up.
Wow.
That way it looked like I knew what I was talking about. No idea.
Yeah,
my
friend.
friend.
To impress her. So.
Yeah, it's just yeah, and I was like, oh, it didn't work. I should have just been I learned. You know what I learned? I did learn. I'm glad it happened. Yeah. It was an important learning experience. I have a picture actually. I don't know if it's on my phone. But it was, I took it from the pew, right? I was using me in the front. She had a son, and I could see, if you zoom in, the son's looking at me. He's giving me this dirty look, like, I know the fuck you're doing. Like, I never noticed it until I zoomed in.
Like, I know you have a plan.
Yeah, he's like dead at me, and I was like, oh, this motherfucker knows. I'm like, oh, well, babe, but he got my guitar amp, so he should be. That's how
that was a nice gift. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it started. Like, I don't like to use the word predator because it has a negative connotation, but opportunistic sounds bad. Is there another word?
I know.
Prepared? No, it's not preparation, but I like to take advantage. That sounds bad too.
That's
Me too.
Sounds bad too.
I'm bringing Me Too back. But look, this is what happens.
Jesus.
I'm bringing it back. It's been too long.
Oh, yeah.
So basically, what the hell?
Well,
Snap
we were
recording.
warned about guys like you.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Good.
Like, yeah, as girls, like
You
we
should
were
be.
definitely only supposed to date people that went to church, and preferably people that went to that church.
Mm-hmm.
So my pool of dating was very, very, very small. But yeah, they were telling us that like you guys only had one thing on your mind, and you wanted to take our virginity away from us.
Well, I don't know about the virginity part. Not me so much, but other, like my old dating profile used to say no virgins on Plenty of Fish. But that's the thing. Actually, the thing. That's true. But there's a thing. Like I remember friends in South Texas, right? That was a thing.
Yeah.
It's like they scoop them up young, take a virginity, and then marry them, whatever. Take them. That was a phrase, steal them, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very common. You steal them. They're like there.
Yeah.
You got to take them.
And I always like picture this guy on a horse and like montate, and we'll just go. And
No, it's a Chevy, right? One of the hubcaps is missing. Working construction.
so bizarre.
But no, I that's when I delved and I learned about what happened with Schwab. Morally Deacons of the Church had an adulterous affair with a young woman.
Yeah, he's in jail.
Oh, you know Schwab?
Yeah, I do. It's Scop. Jack Scop.
Okay.
I was wondering if you guys were going to bring that up.
Oh,
Yeah, there were. I saw the controversies
Wait a
tab
second.
Go on, there
Let's
was
go
one.
to there.
in
Yeah.
the Wikipedia. So I
You
had
know
to-
what is so crazy with Jack Scop? I actually was on his bus route. I knew him really well. I knew his wife. His wife, of course, was the daughter of the pastor before him, which was Jack Kyles, the guy that started this church. So he was like such a nice guy. Like after this happened, people were like, "Oh, he was arrogant, whatever." I never saw that side of him. I thought he was always a really nice guy. And I was out of church by the time this happened. And believe me, I saw it on the news and this is how like your brain kind of, and I go, "Oh, this isn't true." Like I still defended him. I was like, somebody's framing him. Somebody's framing him. I really did. I thought somebody concocted their daughter to tell this story, And it wasn't till there was more details, and then the court papers came out online, and I read them all, and I was just like, oh God.
He gone.
Wow, he actually copped to it too.
Yeah,
Including
he
kissing the
did.
victim during counseling and had sex with her in his office.
Yeah, and then so the consent, the age of consent is that I want to say consensual, but the age of consent in Indiana is 16.
Jesus.
The fuck?
I know.
The fuck? What's wrong with this place? You're like, Munster's a
In
great
Indiana,
place. I guess.
yeah. Well, if I had a daughter, I'd be like, it's going to be 20 for you or whatever. So yeah, it's 16. And so if he would have kept her in Indiana, because it started when she was 16, he would not have gone to jail.
Took
Isn't
her to
that
a Cubs
crazy?
game. Fuck yeah.
But he took her to Illinois and to Michigan, I believe. And so then it became federal. And so then, and he was the most years he could have gotten was 10. But the judge gave him 12 because he found out he was like trying to hide. He tried to recruit somebody to like wipe out pictures that he had on the cloud and that type of thing, and that testimony came out, so the judge was like, we're giving him 12. And honestly, I think it's fair. I think that other child molesters should get more. Like I hear a child molester is getting 2 or 3 years or something like that. I'm like, what? Which I think 16 is still bad, but a toddler I think is worse. But anyway, so yeah, he's in jail. I think he gets out.
Groomed. Fucking Drake.
I think he gets out. Yeah, the papers were really eye-opening for me because...
Did he groom? Did he start early with her? Oh, I hate it. Well, I'm just reading groom, so...
She had
Drake.
issues. And so she needed counseling, I guess. And so, I don't remember who she came to, and they were like, well, you should go to Jack Scop. And then the parents were fine with her getting counseling from him because, he's the pastor, But I think that showed me that, and I don't want to speak to the issues that she had, but I feel like he was kind of like, oh, this will be an easy target. I really think that now looking back because, why didn't he do this with a staff member's kid or somebody predominant in the system, right?
He found a victim.
He picked her because she needed counseling and that type of thing. And so, and if you read the court papers, it's crazy because he lied to the parents' face. Like the parents were like, "How my daughter's doing?" She's like, "Oh, she's doing great. And like all this stuff was happening. It's just really, really sad.
I've never trusted pastors. Like there's the one pastor at the church I went to for 3 months. I remember he would look at me too, right? But I was kind of high that day. But so I was a little bit paranoid.
Your eyes were glossy.
Allegedly, yeah. Allegedly, I was high on a drug that isn't weed.
That's amazing.
So,
high in church.
yeah, because I was hungover, and I didn't want to look tired. So I was like, let me do this alleged stimulant. I don't think it really happened, but look, and I remember like I do a little too much, and it's like that's not what it was planned for. I was like, it was supposed to be this. It's like the thing with an edible, but it happens quicker. It's like I don't know if you have done stuff now that you're out of the church, but weed is illegal in Illinois. But like you take a little bit, you're like, oh, that wasn't enough, and you take more, but then you realize, oh, But anyways, I was at the church, and I remember seeing him, and I was like, I didn't trust him. He had a younger. There was a few clues I picked up. He had a way younger wife, and I was like, "It's your first wife?" Like she was pregnant, and I remember he looked at me, and I could have been high, and just this is my paranoia. But he was looking at me like, I know, and he said something about, actually he mentioned this. He was like, "Oh, people of the church, people who have been here before, new people that maybe you don't even believe, you're here for a different reason." And I was just like, I'm high. I'm like, "You talking about me? Like, do you know?" Like, look, I think it was obvious, right? But I didn't like. I know I had another friend. Their father was a pastor, and then things came out later. Like David Koresh, right? He was a pastor of sorts.
Wow, yeah, cult leader, pastor, yeah. Yeah, I think for me now, I definitely don't trust pastors. I want to, but organized religion, like I don't really go to church anymore. And I do have friends that still go, and we talk about things, and I'm respectful. And, like if I go out with them, I don't drink, What
else they do? What are some of those? So no booze?
Yeah, no booze, no drinking. You can't listen to rock music. Like that was a hard one for me because I love music. I'm a concert junkie. I have like 8 concerts in August because they all piled up from 2020 and I can't wait. So yeah, I'm a concert person. So yeah, they would preach against secular music, anything that wasn't glorifying God. So it was crazy because I would have a stash of CDs, and then they would preach, and I would get convicted. So I'd go home, and I would throw them all. I'd smash them, and I'd throw them away. Convicted meaning that's interesting. It's just the lingo that you're doing something wrong, and because you heard a sermon, God's working in your heart, and so then you feel bad about what you're doing, and you want to make some changes. So you feel convicted.
So you go home and throw away your own stuff.
So I would go home and I throw away all these CDs that I bought, whatever. And then, months later, the collection starts again. And I would accumulate like 15 to 20 CDs. And then it was like, I would feel bad again. And I mean, I finally gave up the fight. I'm like, I love music. Like, I sing, I play the piano, I'm a musician at heart. If I was like a really like hot girl, I mean, I know I'm pretty, but like if I was like, Britney Spears hot or whatever, like I would have been like a rock star, pop star. I mean, I probably would have had to leave church a lot earlier, but anyway. So, but yeah, so no listening to rock music, of course, no beach, no pools, like, because you're not supposed to be.
What about a wetsuit?
You're not supposed to be in a bathing suit.
They don't have like a skirt wetsuit, right? Or something like that.
Well, I want to say when we went to school camps, we would go to a place that had a lake, and so we would have swim time. But yeah, we were fully clothed, like.
What were you wearing? So what did you swim with?
T-shirt, fully clothed. T-shirt, culottes.
You were like an old Mexican dad at the beach.
I mean, it would be a sight to see. I wish we would have had video to like see. But yeah, and it was like the girl time was we wouldn't be with the guys, so it would be a couple hours for girls, and then we would go get ready, and then they would come and have their swim time.
Were there dating within? How did that work?
There was
you go on
dating.
Dates? How were there?
Yeah, but you were supposed to have a chaperone.
Who was it? Did you go on a date before the chaperone, or did you go
on
regular
what? I would go to like the banquets that they had at the church. They would have these banquets.
Fruit punch.
No
jungle juice.
And like my first boyfriend there, I decided to not have a chaperone. Like my parents were pretty strict, so I didn't really do any dating till after 18. But I ended up not having a chaperone, and then of course I ended up not abiding by all the rules. I mean, I still held out. You know, I wasn't like losing my virginity at a young age. But yeah, I mean, it just happens. It's like it's natural. So most kids get married very young because they're supposed to be virgins when they get married. So
they want to fuck.
You have a lot of young marriages, 20, 21, 19, you know. And then you've got divorces, unfortunately, because people are getting married for the wrong reasons, you know, like they're like, I need to have sex. And so you're really pretty and I got to wait for you. I mean, I'm not saying that they weren't in love, you know, and I'm not saying that all of them end up in divorce, because there have been people that have been married forever and stuck it out and all of that.
James, can you pull up what age Ben Shapiro got married? I just want to see something real quick. He was a virgin when he got married.
Oh, really?
Orthodox Jew, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Orthodox Jew. Let's see. When did you get married?
I think I just saw him on Rogan.
Don't ever pull up.
But I didn't know who he really was.
Don't pull up his sister ever again. I don't want to get in fucking fight with
2008.
What's up with his sister?
Nothing. Don't pull her up. I got to fight with my girlfriend over that clip.
Okay.
So he was 24?
So he lost his virginity.
Yeah, 24.
At 24 years old. They're still married, though.
Okay.
Oh, for sure.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, that's the goal, to wait till marriage. And I mean, in part, there's... that's her.
No, I'm not even looking.
She
gone?
looks familiar.
Let me know where she's gone. I'm not looking at her.
She almost looks like I've seen her in a movie, but I know that's probably not right?
Yeah.
Is she gone?
No.
Why were you in an argument about this girl?
Because there's a clip.
Is she too pretty or something?
There was a clip. Is there a way to pull up the... Go.
Did you say something about her?
Pull up my Instagram. Pull up my Instagram really quick. I'll show you the clip,
goodness.
Right? I'll show you the clip.
This is going to be an interesting story, I'm sure.
All right, so we'll just... I think just mine, the Lobo 9110, or probably it's on the Lobo 912, either one. And then, pull up one of the IGs. Who's Lobo 91? There I am. Second one down. Can you just click on videos, reels? Go to reels. I think it's in a reel.
Like really hot or something.
Let's see. Scroll down. It'll be me and Bill. It's me and Bill. Keep going. Oh, maybe it's... What the fuck? Did I not put it on a fucking reel? Excuse my language.
Oh, that's okay.
Is this one? No, that's when I put the belt.
I do cuss now.
Oh, that's
that
the first
was
time
one thing that we couldn't do.
I choked my girlfriend. Go back up. There's a... Where the fuck was Bill?
With Gewurz?
Bill Gewurz.
Yeah.
Did it get taken off?
No. But I'm sure...
Maybe I didn't put it as a... I put it as just a regular video.
Probably a clip. But I really hope that what I just did will get you in a fight again.
Yeah, right? She watches this, I'm sure. Right?
Oh, wait. There it is. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
take the audio.
That's it. What did you say about her?
All right.
Giovanni just flew out of his seat if you can't
go
see
back
this.
so you can see the initial reaction.
Yeah.
Abby Shapiro.
It was with the initial reaction.
I love my girlfriend, but man, I've always been
Wait, let me get this
super
straight. You're attracted to someone else?
Jews.
Oh, yeah?
It was the initial
Uh-oh.
reaction.
Now I'm uncomfortable.
Wait for it to restart.
No, like growing up, I've
was
always had a
Jewish.
thing for like a Jewish princess. I've always
Well, and you were living near
remember that.
Highland
Highland
Park.
Park, so I'm
and-
carrying their bags.
You're carrying
I'm
their
the
bags.
Mexican worker, and I'm like,
I don't know if
wanna
there's-
wank to them. I want to Ben Shapiro them, you know? Like,
Destroy him with facts and logic. I don't know if there's any
Facts don't care about
stats.
your
I don't know if there's any...
titties.
What you know about Ben Shapiro's sister?
Right here.
oh,
She's a
God.
singer.
Oh, my.
That reaction, right?
That was the most
fucking-
surreal thing I've ever done in my life. We just watched your podcast and your podcast.
I know, right? It was like inner.
I hate that we just did that.
It's like that movie with Jack Dawson, Inception. But that reaction where I'm pulling out, like I remember I was still in fucking bed and she saw that. She was like, "What's this?" Like, never had this type of reaction towards me.
Oh.
But this Jew over here, no, she didn't say it like
I
that.
did it. You weren't around when I had the reaction. You should have.
There you go.
So then, I got into it. It's like a week of fucking comments about Jewish princesses, things like that. But
Yeah.
and what's going on with your parents? They're still in it? They're fully.
No, my parents are in heaven. Actually, they passed away. Cancer.
I do this
both
a lot
of
on this
them.
podcast. Okay.
But they are real. They're really good people. I think that my dad was in it more for my mom.
No.
My dad wasn't really, because there was like things that we would find with my dad.
Like
he
what?
was okay before he married my mom. I don't know, not like porn or anything. Before he married my mom, he was a big gambler, and she kicked it out of him.
Nice.
I mean, yeah.
I was thinking about the casino today.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I haven't gambled in a
Oh,
while.
you should go to the Hard Rock, the one in Indiana. It's pretty nice. The Hard Rock Casino.
I don't
one.
want to blow
Anyway.
my savings.
So, so he, weird story, they went to a horse race and she had her own little money because she used to sew for dresses or whatever. So he went through all his money. She didn't know he was betting on the horses. He's like, I got to go to the bathroom. And then he'd go bet. And he's like, I got to go to the bathroom. And he'd go bet.
I used to do that with something else.
So funny. And so then he's like, you know what? Honey, you should give me your purse because there's like a lot of shady characters around here. They might take your money.
Oh my God.
Like me.
I know. My dad was shady when it came to gambling.
This is what they warned you about at
So
the church.
my poor innocent mom, she was like, okay, so she hands over her purse and he goes and he bets her money too.
Oh my
And loses it.
fucking God.
So then when they got home, she's like, where's my purse? And he's just like, he hands it to her and there's no money in it. So of course it was like, what happened to my money? So he had to fess up to her that he was a gambler, And she just had a good talking to him, She sat him down like a child. She's like, what? From now on, you're going to bring your paycheck and we're going to divide everything. And you're a hard work. She approached it really well, though. She said, you're a hardworking man. And those people are taking your hardworking money from you. So it was never about, I want you to change. Or, it made it more about him being a better man and people taking advantage of him. So he agreed and he goes, look, I'll drop it, but just little by little, So they agreed and little by little he dropped it. So when we grew up, he didn't drink, he didn't gamble, he was a good man. So we grew up with that. Well, then like every once in a while, like I'd get in the car and I'd like open up the, like I'd pull down whatever that thing is, the visor. And there was a lottery ticket in there. I was like, I'm like, who's buying lottery tickets? Like, this is bad, right? Because we were told gambling was bad. And I mean, it only made sense that it had to be my dad. Like we didn't have any money to go buy lottery tickets. And so, and then like later on, after my mom,
you guys didn't say anything, did you?
No, I never said a word to him. And I had found one time, and then my brother found. We talked about it, that we both had found lotto tickets. And then, like, years later, like, after my mom passed away, he started gambling again. And he wiped everything out.
That's what you do.
Yeah. And then I found, like, liquor in a little shoe boudot thingy. He had, like, this little thing where you put your shoes on. And I was like, is my dad drinking? Like, it was just so shocking because it's like we grew up with this. So that's why I know, like... And then later, it got to the point where I was drinking beers with my dad, we were like,
At the
okay, well,
casino.
we're doing this. Yeah. Yeah, we would take him to the casino. My brothers and I would take him to the casino. Of course, we would measure how much money he could have, because he had a stroke and he couldn't drive and all that. So, yeah. But he was good at it. He was really good at the crap table.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he was really good. I mean, one time I gave him $100. He put it in. And I mean, that stack was just growing. The chips were growing and growing. And I'm like, Dad, let's go. He didn't want to go. I'm like, come on. You have so much money. Let's go. And he had like $1,300. Like he made so he was, I mean, maybe that's not a great story.
Well,
you're a
depending on
gambler.
where you start. No,
But
I know gamblers. Like
Oh, okay. I was impressed.
I'm an addict. I feel.
But yeah, he loved it. And I mean, and none of us got that kind of gene. I guess maybe we were scared of it, But like, I'll go to the casino if like friends invite me. I'm like, all right. And I mean, I just like, I'm like, okay, I can lose, I'm going to lose 60 or I'm going to lose 100 or whatever it is. But like, sometimes you make money, which is nice. But yeah, and he had like, when he would go, he would try to teach me, he's like, you in Spanish, he's like, you can't have any fear. You got to go all in. He's like, no fear. When you put that money in the slot machine, like, yeah, think positive. Like, you can't have fear. Like, I'm going to lose. He was just
What a gambler was your dad.
Oh yeah, I wish I could bring him back. You guys would have a lot of fun. Like he would love that to find a fellow gambler that would understand him.
Because so I know one gambler's right. Who was all right? He lost his whole business, right? Gamblers, I don't know if but the gamblers will lie to you, right? It's funny about gamblers; they'll lie to you about their
earnings.
Their earnings, yeah. They never tell you their losses. Yeah. They never tell you your losses. And there's lies. The purse. Like there was one incident one time where they prepare you. So this gambler I know he lost money gambling, but then he told the family this story about he had $7,000 in this one thing, and all of a sudden he lost his bag, right? And he told his wife. So it's like, and I was just kind of watching. It was at a wedding, And I was like, and I know, like, I used to be in a group message with him about gambling and sports bets, and I was like, he's fucking lying. Because he would, but he was like, he's lying. So, but he was preparing it, telling the family, oh, I can't find my thing. Where is it? Then he tells his wife, lost it, had all his money in it. No, it was because you gambled it away. So he lost his first business gambling. Second one, I think he kind of was lost gambling, but I think he piped down. But I don't know, like, that's a thing where it's going to just wipe everything out. You lose your house.
Yeah.
You lose everything gambling.
Yeah.
But it's so
I'm
fun.
really shocked that my mom could control that from him. I'm really surprised about that it didn't get worse, you know? Like, I honestly think that he was a bachelor for a long time. He didn't get married till he was 40 and she was 30. And I think that might have been it. Like, he was probably like, look, I got a good woman. Like, I got to keep her happy, you know? And she was very domesticated and a very, Mexican mom, like stay home, cook, cleans. And she would sew. She would make our clothes. Like, she made wedding dresses. I mean, she was amazing.
What part of Mexico is she from, you know?
Cadreta, Nuevo León. Close to
Oh,
Monterrey.
you guys are norteños.
Yes.
Wow.
How about you?
No, we're from dirty South. But
Durango.
No,
Not
dirty
that
South.
dirty?
No, that's all second. They're tall though. They're tall people with their fucking scorpions. But look, James, pull up Duranguense, please. That actually didn't come from Durango. It was made in Chicago. Duranges, and then maybe boots. So Duranguense was developed. Oh, those are the boots.
Oh, wow.
Good images, yeah. Those the pointy ones.
The pointy ones, yeah. I don't
there's
think I've ever
clown shoes,
seen
yeah.
it that
Fuck yeah,
pointy.
dude.
Yeah.
Wow,
I've seen so many videos.
Oh, there we go.
Crazy. How can you walk in those? They're like skis. Like front skis. Oh my goodness. I feel really Mexican right now.
Mexican pointy boots.
Mexican
Oh,
pointy boots. Hilarious. Wow. Yeah.
Oh, Burberry style, baby.
crazy.
Oh, skinny jeans.
Hell yeah.
Wow, look at all the colors. Interesting.
Babe, but look,
Yeah.
when we were talking about your dad right now, was
Yeah. Yeah, you would have loved my dad.
I was getting a lot of
Loved him.
parallels with me. Like, your dad was a wild dude.
Yeah, he was a little crazier.
Started
like,
settling down earlier in life. Like,
yeah, like it was funny. He lost his virginity at 17 and he told me about it. It was just such a weird story.
What did he tell you?
Well, he was like, he said, he went to a lake and he was swimming and some lady just came up to him and started kissing on him and it happened. Isn't that crazy? Like, I was
This is
like,
in Mexico, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
She was an older lady. I mean, not like old, but like maybe 20s or whatever. And he's just like, okay. And I was just like, wow. Because I was so, sheltered that I thought my dad was like a virgin when he got married at 40. And my brother laughed. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm sure he was not. I'm like, I'm sure he was. And then we asked him. And then that's how that story came up. But yeah, he was a super cool guy. But yeah, before church, I mean, he smoked, he drank, he liked going to the dances. He was a very quiet guy, though. Very quiet guy. Like, if you didn't say a word to him all day, he never said anything to you. Just a very calm man, very good man. Very calm. Let my mom run the show, whatever she wanted to do. Like, he was all right with everything she wanted to do.
I feel it's, I don't want to say it's easier that way, but I went, what do you call it? Furniture, not for appliance shopping, right? And then I was done by the end of the day. Like, I went the other day because I got a new place, and we went to this place and they have refurbs. $250 you get stainless steel, right?
Oh,
and we
that's
go,
nice.
and I'm like, that one looks good, that one looks good, that one looks good.
Yeah.
And then she was like, they're not matching, and I'm like,
oh yeah, they got to match. Yeah.
don't care. And I was like, all right.
As long as it works.
So I was like, all right, to me, yeah, because I'm used
Yeah.
to coming from a young single bachelor life where it doesn't, I
Yeah.
don't need anything really, a couch,
Yeah.
furniture, nothing, right? So I'm like, all right, guess we're not getting the $200 refurbs anymore, right? So we're going to the fucking other section. And then the other one, I remember it was two different refrigerators. One of them was more expensive. Actually, one of them was a little bit less, I think, but the door handles weren't right for some reason on the refrigerator. So, but at the point, it's like I don't care, right?
Yeah, and she cares.
She cares. So it's
she's
like
gotta. Yeah,
just
somebody's
fucking-
got to have what they
I don't
want.
know, man. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I don't like using. I hated using this. Well, how does that phrase go? Happy. I don't like the phrase.
Happy wife, happy life.
Happy life. I was always against, but it's like I'm not fighting these door handles.
Yeah.
Because I don't, like, it really doesn't matter. Like, my
Yeah.
response was indifferent. I was like, I'm indifferent. I'm indifferent. Like, I don't really care. Like, when we had a bachelor pad, there's flowers. I don't.
Yeah. At least she knows what she wants, though, because there's, I mean, I love being a woman, but we can be complicated. And there's females that'll be like, well, maybe I want that. No, maybe I want that. Oh, I don't know. And they have to research, and talk to friends and see which one, do you have stainless? Do you have this? So it could get really complicated, and you're waiting, months to buy a refrigerator. So at least she kind of knows what she wants, where she could go like, this is what I want. Maybe.
I feel like drinking, smoking crack. I've never smoked crack.
Moving is rough. I hate moving.
We just moved this weekend, and it's like,
yeah, moving is tough, and it was kind of hot.
And allegedly, one of my friends pulled out like $1 bill with a fucking credit card, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't done anything like that in a while. And I was, oh God, I wanted it so bad. But anyways, drugs.
Dude, I was totally lost.
Oh, you grew up
I'm
in
like
the church.
boring with drugs. Yeah, seriously, if I ever saw cocaine, I think I'd flip out. I would like freak. It would just shake the bejesus out of me. Be like, my God.
Do you drink? Do you do nothing?
Yeah, I do drink. Yeah, I did catch up on the drinking. I mean, there was a point where I started hanging out with these people that like would get wasted every weekend, and it was almost like I'm catching up for all the time I didn't drink. Like I didn't have that crazy like 21-year-old drinking. You know what I mean, going on. So but that got old. That was like a summer, and I was like, I can't do
What were you
this.
drinking? Was it booze? Was it
I was mixing stuff up, which was not a good idea. Yeah, vodka. I started out really soft, like I went on vacation with these girls that had gone to church, and it was so funny because they didn't know me very well. They knew me and they didn't, right? They knew me because I played the organ and all that. Mm-hmm. But I think at that point I was still in church, but I was almost on my way out, and they were like, well, if we go to Mexico, I think we ended up going to Cozumel. They're like, we're going to wear bathing suits on the beach. It's like, they were laying down the law. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm wearing a bathing suit, too. Don't worry, because they were like, what is she going to wear, culottes or whatever?
Yeah.
So that was the first thing. And we go, and we had a great time. And then, like, halfway through the trip, they're like, let's go to a club. And I'm like, yes, let's do it. And, I mean, it was just so foreign to us. And so we took a taxi. We went to a club. And then it was like, trying to figure out what we were going to drink. Like, what do I order?
Yeah.
I have no clue. It's like maybe I'll just point to a picture. So we ended up doing like Kahlua because it had coffee. I was like, okay, that might taste good, or whatever.
That's one of my first drinks, Kahlua. I found it.
Really?
Found a liquor keg and I got to it.
Oh, okay. It's a nice smooth, yeah. So we did that and we danced and we had so much fun. I remember that being like, it was so much fun. Not that I didn't have fun in church and all of that, because we, you build good friendships. That's a good thing that I got out of church. Was I built really good friendships that I have to this day. That, which you talk to other people and sometimes they have a rough time finding good friends. But so that was good. But yeah, we had such a good time. And then I was like, okay, like I want to dabble into this a little bit more. So then it was like all the sweet stuff, daiquiris and margaritas and like, sweet wine. And now I can't take the sweet drinks. Like I want to taste my liquor. I don't want, I like dry wines. So
you've never been arrested, I'm assuming?
No. God, no.
Have you been pulled over before?
Let's see. I've been pulled over, but like, yeah, stop signs and stuff like that.
Oh.
Nothing major. Yeah.
I thought everybody was arrested. Like, I just found out. So I was at I've been in Wisconsin more. I don't say I live there, but whatever.
Yeah.
I just can't say it. I stay there and sleep there.
Okay.
And I work in Illinois, but I was at
okay.
They have the gas stations called Quick Trip, and people in Wisconsin love their Quick Trip gas stations.
Okay.
I like Jewel. But anyways, I was at a Quick Trip, right? And then I just found out I had some information. I wanted to call my dad. It was a special occasion, so I called him. And then my dad kind of had a weird look to it. You probably can't notice like somebody who's on drugs, right?
No, not at all.
Like, all right.
Not to cut you, but I did an acting class. I got into acting at Second City, and then I went to the green room and did like a video acting class. And there was a script about a lady that was on Was she on meth?
Ooh, that's a
I
good
think she
one.
was on meth. And I don't know anything about drugs. I played her like really slow. And
He's like, this meth is so
I was
good,
like,
man.
and the acting teacher, like, he goes, "What are you doing?" He goes, "She's on meth," and I'm like, "Okay." And then somebody pops up and's like, "Oh yeah, you see him on the bus all the time in Chicago. Like they're talking fast and erratic." And I'm like, "Oh really?" Like, I mean, I had no clue. Like, so yeah, I was like, okay, I guess she's not. She's a fast talker.
Yeah, paranoia,
Yeah.
and people who do heroin, you see them, they do the heroin lean, so they're like sleeping, they're standing up, and it looks like they're sleeping. That's heroin.
Interesting.
Puerto Ricans.
Yeah, I probably haven't seen anybody on drugs, to be honest,
No.
other than maybe like a homeless person that I didn't, that maybe he was.
Realized, right? So I'm FaceTiming my dad right now. Look at him, and he has this like weird face on him, and I was like, he's on something, right? And I couldn't figure it out, right? I'm talking to him, he's like a little bit wired. It's not just coke. I don't think it's coke. I'm seeing the coke face.
Wow, so your parents have done drugs too.
Oh yeah, my dad's
Yeah?
wild.
Oh,
right? He's a Mexican, got
wow.
deported a few years ago. I forgot when. So my dad's wild. So my mom's calm. Now she
Okay.
drinks tequila and stuff. And now they have a dog. His name is Tequila, even though it's a boy. So we're changing it to Don Julio. But anyways, so my mom calm.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. And then the dad was the wild one, which seems like it's a recurring theme with your dad, my dad, me, apparently.
Yeah.
But look, but no, I was looking at my dad, right? And I was like, he's on something. So I called my mom. I was like, all right, what's up? What's up, my dad? What's he on? Because he was on something, right? And I was like, oh, she was like, I was talking to your uncle. What is it? I think it's one of the cheap ones or one of the bad ones. And I was like, she was like, crystal, right? Is that crystal meth? Can we look that up, Dan?
Yeah, crystal meth.
Which is methamphetamine, right? Which
Yes.
is meth, which you should have been playing.
Yeah.
Instead
You should have
you're-
been like channeling your dad.
Child, my dad, right? And I was just thinking about it. It's like, dude, how old are you? You're like 50 something. Like, who takes up crystal meth at 50 fucking years old? Like,
Wow. Yeah.
get a life, get it together. Like booze, crystal. Like, I don't know how.
Wow.
But the thing, I was at a quick trip, right? So my AirPod doesn't really work, right? So only the thing that talks to you.
I'm not an Apple person.
The microphone doesn't work, but just the whatever. I only listen with my left one, right, in my AirPod. And
Bluetooth? No.
it's a Bluetooth. But basically, the audio only works. I can't speak into it, so I can't use my AirPod to talk to people on the phone. So
Okay.
I become this guy who's on the phone, on speakerphone in public places. So I'm
Woof.
holding it like
Oh
this.
man.
I know, dude.
People are telling you where the dead body is, and somebody's overhearing this conversation.
Dude, I'm FaceTiming and I'm telling my dad, my friend, I was like, dude, my dad he's like, I was like, dude, my dad's over here doing crystal. I was like, what is this, right? And the dude behind me, or in front of me at the Quick Trip, getting his Mountain Dew, I'm sure, Code Red, has with the scar going down his neck here, like they opened him up for some reason. He turns around and he's like, oh, really? Can you get me some? And I thought he was.
Oh my fucking god!
Wow.
And I looked at him, right? I was like, oh, he's joking, but I was like, nah, I don't think he is really. Like, he said it in a lighthearted way to break the ice, but I was like, and I,
wink, wink.
I gave him an up and down. I was like, no, this guy definitely
Wow.
does crystal meth, right?
Wow.
I get fishing or something, but like you take. Is that how you're gonna retire? Right? You're gonna start smoking crystal meth. Fucking
Well,
Lobo.
I heard like Tiffany Haddish said that like when she turns 80, she's just gonna go do all the drugs.
She's not. She's not. People who say that aren't gonna do all the drugs. You know what I mean? Like
I don't know. Yeah.
Even though I did think when I was younger, I was like, when I get older, I'm gonna do all the drugs. But apparently, I'm gonna had started a few years ago. But I've never done. Yeah.
So was your dad like introducing you to this, or not really, or you were on your own path of
No, I don't know. Like
stuff?
I feel like so growing up, I didn't realize my dad drank. Like I know he drank, but I didn't know he drank a lot.
Okay.
All right, so we kind of hide it a little bit. Like I didn't find out until my dad smoked cigarettes until like I was later in my teens or early. Like I saw him smoke a cigarette later at a family thing, and I was like, one time I saw him go to like a balcony, and then I saw a pat or something. So for years I didn't know he smoked. I was like, he smoked, and I never saw him drunk. So I knew he drank, would have beers, but I never saw him drunk. So it was like to me, until I got older, I was like, oh, this motherfucker drinks, like. But what happened with me is I don't know if I had the gene already in me because I had, like I said, I think I said I was at a place called Bacchus, and I said drinking is stupid. I was looking at everybody drinking, like at the club, everybody's drinking. I look around, I was like, this is dumb. I don't know why people are doing this. I was like, whatever. I'll drink this Long Island, right? That's one of the early things you order. Is a Long Island.
I love a
You start
Long
drinking.
Island even now. Yeah,
Oh,
it's a good
interesting.
drink.
Yeah, no, it's okay
Yeah.
here, bro. But
It's a drink.
I had my Long Island iced tea. Not hitting me. I drink it. I'm halfway there, and then it hits me, right? And I'm like, and I look around. And I was like, this is amazing. I want to do this every day of my life. And then, but I didn't drink a lot during I don't know. But then I love booze. Like I said, I've done, allegedly, actually, let's say I didn't, but for the show, I'm playing a character now, right? Second City improv, all right. Improv character.
God.
We'll call him the Lobo guy.
Yeah.
So Lobo did basically all the drugs, right? And then I realized, and had no issues with any of them, but booze, that's the one that, like,
That's the addiction is booze.
fucking booze. Like, I would
Interesting.
love to get drunk right now.
Oh wow.
Like, plus I'm like, I don't know, because I've been moving, I've been stressing like yesterday.
Yeah,
But now I
yeah,
can, like,
you
I
got a
can
lot on your
handle it.
plate.
But before I can drink now. I can have 1 or 2 drinks or 3 drinks and be fine. Before I could have 1 or 2. The third one was a question mark because I can, who knows where I'd end up type of thing. Like your dad, gambling, whatever. It's like,
Yeah.
you don't know where it's gonna go. But
Oh yeah, I was surprised at how fast he gambled after my mom died, and we didn't know. Like he would just leave all day, and whatever. I mean, each of us went to work, whatever. And it wasn't till a bank statement came, and I just happened to open it, and it was like, whoa. I mean, there was like $17,000 in the bank, and then there was not. It just was like down, 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 3 or 4 grand each day. I'm like, oh my god. So I told my brothers. And, I mean, what do? It's not like he's gambling our money. He's gambling his own money but, we had such a great mom that would save, and she was so thrifty. I mean, she was an Aldi couponer and sewed so that we would, all of that. But I don't know. My
your dad was like, hit me.
Yeah, my brothers were really mad at him for a while, but I was like, you know what? I mean, nobody guarantees you an inheritance. I mean, yes, it would be nice, but if he gambles it away, he gambles it away, and then he sold the house that we lived in to my brother, and then he gambled 30 grand of that away. I mean, it was just that's what was making him happy. He was depressed. My mom was gone. I don't know.
Sounds so. I know he's saying Jesus in my head. I'm just thinking
Yeah.
about how fun it must be
to have that much
blowing
money.
through
my
and doing
I know,
it
stacks and stacks of cash.
And just imagine but the rush, man. I don't gamble enough, but the fucking gambling, dude. It's so.
No, we
and I'm
probably
glad I've
should have
never gotten
talked about
addicted.
this, 'cause now you're
But no,
gonna-
I always have limits with gambling. Right?
Okay,
I set my
good.
limits.
Yeah.
Whatever, I'm done.
Yeah.
I never go in it. I went a few times. I never go in it. I never go in desperate. I need money. Even though I was on the phone today, and I was like, maybe I can get back this down payment I just put down in a day or two. Let's see. Right? I told my friend, I was like, I'd call my girlfriend. I'd be like, look, I have good news and bad news. The bad news is I lost all our money.
Oh God.
The good news is you're not going to feel bad leaving me now, even though but oh my God, it'd probably be worth it. No,
Yeah.
but look, but it's such a rush.
Yeah, he loved it. I mean, he'd get so happy. There was several things. He was very quiet, but there were certain things that made him happy, and gambling was one. Watching boxing on television, and then we'd go to baseball games. So it would take him to the Sox Park and give him the schedule in early April, and he'd circle all the ones he wanted to go see, and we would go do it together, which was awesome. It was a lot of fun, and he would get just so excited. Those were the only things that excited him, So I kind of feel like, hey, if you don't have a lot of hobbies, and there were a lot of times I always wondered if my dad was happy because he was just so quiet, but that was his personality. I mean, just like I'm a talker, I can't not talk. He can't talk. So, but it would at times it would get frustrating because I'd call him, I'd be going on home. I'm like, hey, do you want something? Me pick you up something to eat. I want a Whopper. Click. And that's it. It was never oh yeah, may eat that. How are you? How was work? Nothing. He was just. The words he had to say to get by, that's what he would do. It was just bizarre.
I'm going to get a Whopper tonight in the memory of your dad.
Yes,
Hell
go to the
yeah,
casino and get a Whopper.
Addicts like me rationalize things like this, right? And it's you know what? I'm doing it for your dad. I'm getting a Whopper.
Yeah. I did. I loved him, though. I mean, one thing with me was, I think because I was the baby girl, he was very, there was a connection there where I was his little girl. And I have to say, when I was growing up, maybe about 2 or 3 times a week, he would tell me Like, you're the prettiest girl on the block. You know, he'd say it in Spanish. And he's like, las otras tan feas, muy trompudas. You know, that they're like, he was like, all the other girls are ugly. They're like, what trompudas, like big mouthed like or whatever. Yeah. Which I never ever got why he would call everybody else ugly. but I mean, and I believed it. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm pretty, you know. And so a lot of my, like, you know, good self-esteem came from my dad because, like, you know, he would say that to me all the time. So I guess, you know, he was quiet, but he had his tenderness and his you know, sweetness to him too. But yeah, my mom was definitely the life of the house, the personality, and she was the nurturer, the comforter, you know, all of that. She
how it really should be. Woman. No, but look.
Definitely, yes. Definitely how it should be.
Do you have any, you're not going to die, but any last words before we leave, and then we'll go to plugs, right?
Last words. No, this has been fun. What else? Yeah.
I want to eat a Whopper again. I want to have a baby.
Yeah.
Let's plug your social media. This will be out, I think, in like 3 weeks, but I can always plug stuff on my stuff. You said Hobart, you got?
Yeah, Hobart Art Theater, August 14th. It's a Saturday night at 7:30. I'm producing, hosting, performing, and I've got 7 other great comedians from Chicago going over there too. So it'll be a fun night. It's a good, like, hour and a half show. Yeah, we did one in April. It worked out really well. So
I just looked at your Instagram. Don't scroll back down because I don't want to name any names. But allegedly, not me, this character I play, might have done coke with one of those comedians once. But anyways,
oh my fucking God.
Really? Now I gotta go look down.
No, it's all lies. I'm just making it
I know
up.
who it is.
I'm like Alex Jones.
I think I know who it is.
It's not real. Nothing is real. Do you know who Alex Jones is? No.
No.
He's very interesting.
Okay.
Gay frogs. So plug your
so I'm
Instagram.
a Talkative Chick Comedy on Instagram. You can follow me there.
You have a TikTok?
No, but I need to get
a
one.
TikTok. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I don't have a TikTok. You can find me on Facebook, Susana Rodriguez.
It was Patty. I'm kidding. That's a lie.
There too.
It was not. It was not. I'm joking. Everyone knows Patty absolutely was not.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Mr. James Webb, you want to plug yourself?
Stand Up is back. Tickets are available at standupstandup.net. We are in our original location, 1540 North Milwaukee. I think what we're doing is, by the time this is out, the show will have already happened, but I think we're aiming at the first Friday of every month until COVID either comes back and kills us or goes away, and then we'll go back to weekly. But yeah, the show was great. It had Mike Robinson, and it had Kristen Toomey, and it had Mo Good headlining, and it had Blake Burkhart maybe, and it had Eric Emerson hosting. It was tremendous. But standup.net for tickets. They're only $15 if you want to start a podcast. We are less expensive than anywhere in Chicago, period. Hit me up on Instagram at People of Comedy Network. And yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
All right, Lobo Den Podcast on Instagram. Actually, I think I'm doing a Mikey O show, one of those. I don't know what day.
Hell yeah.
And I got to do another. I'm doing the Joaquin Comedy Jam, and I'm doing that Red Room thing. And I'm doing...
It's a good room.
I think I'm doing Mark Cook's room, but I haven't messaged him back. And I talked about the way he messaged me. He's like, you want to do the show? I was like, let me just check with work. Oh, it's too good for you or something? He's a weirdo. If you hear this, Mark, I mean, that's how you are. What are you going to do,
You
Mark?
might have to eat a Whopper that night or go to the casino.
I'll do the show, of course. But, it's how you are, Mark. It is what it is.
Hilarious.
We gotta let go of our ego. Instagram podcast. And episode 100, it's going to have a very special guest. I think I'm talking to James about doing it live.
Hell yeah,
on Patreon.
Let's go.
A very special guest. Fuck it, it's going to be Eric. But if you guys don't know, actually, it's a surprise, or is it not? It might not be. But
so what number is this?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. 97 came out today, which was Smitty.
So this is 99.
So 98 would be... Oh, yeah, so this is 99. So
cool.
You're 99. So if you flip one of those, it's 69. But that's a sexual position. Neither here nor there. But this is 99. But that's about, I'll have a special announcement. Special. I'll probably do it in an episode. I'll double check. I might not. But I think on that one. All right. That's it. All right. Okay. Lobo Den. Thank you.
Awesome.
Lobo Den.